Today is junior Demitri Allison's funeral. What 2 students are doing to keep his memory from fading away.
Thanksgiving is 1 week away, and to help us get ready for the feast, we've got a classic for you to bring to your Thanksgiving table.
And Coach Little and defenseman Jonathan Colby are here to talk ELN's men's soccer and their upcoming NCAA tournament game.
All that and more starts right now on ELN Morning. Good morning, Elon. Thanks for starting your day in Studio A. I'm Caroline Hartshorn.
And I'm Paige Peroso, and this is actually our last show of the semester, and we're going to help you prepare to head home for break.
That's right. We've got your weather forecast, gas prices up the coast, everything you need to know.
And a look at some of the holiday events going on at Elon before we head out. But first, let's check in with Kenneth Brown Jr. for this morning's newsreader. Good morning, Kenneth.
Good morning, ladies. It's time to take a look at the news happening at home and abroad. And our first stop is in Paris, where they are still reeling from the terror attacks last Friday. Yesterday, French authorities conducted a raid that killed 2 suspects, including the alleged ringleader of the attacks, and arrested 8 others. Police apprehended the suspects before they carried out a planned attack. This raid was one out of hundreds yesterday. And despite opposition from many states to not allow Syrian refugees, France says that they will still allow 30,000 refugees into the country over the next 2 years. And our next stop is in the middle of the country, where the first winter storm of the season brought blizzard-like conditions to the Rockies and severe weather to the south. Some places saw up to a foot of snow, while in the south, severe thunderstorms. The question on some of your minds might be, how will this affect us? Well, the system has been producing the rain we saw last night and this morning. And a bit closer to your home, if you think Haglett Avenue was busy during the school day, try traveling with 47 million people this Thanksgiving. That's right. About 42 million Americans will hit the road, and 3.6 million will hit the skies as we begin our holiday travels. And if you're traveling by car, the North Carolina Department of Transportation is beginning their Click It or Ticket campaign starting on November 23rd and going through the 29th. Click It or Ticket raises awareness about seatbelt safety, so make sure you're traveling safely. Well, for the last time this semester, this has been your morning newsreader, and ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Kenneth. As the temperatures start to drop, your personal temperature may rise. It is flu season, and we have Corey Shagda in the studio to tell us what we should watch out for. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Caroline. Now, according to Vice President of University Communications, Dan Anderson, there are multiple students across campus who have similar symptoms of being sick. He says it is just a viral stomach bug. Now, what that means is 2 students were treated in the health center getting rehydrated, and 1 was sent to the hospital to be on an IV drip. Now, while students have been treated, Dan Anderson says there's not a cause for major alarm, but there are symptoms to look out for. Now, according to the Mayo Clinic, abdominal cramps, nausea, vomiting, occasional muscle and body aches, and a low-grade fever can be some main symptoms. Now, if you start to feel these symptoms, do not panic. According to healthline.com, your best defense is to stay hydrated. Now, I'm saying drink a lot. I'm going to repeat this again. Drink a lot of clear liquids, including water, hot tea, or chicken broth. Do not eat salty or spicy foods. Try to also avoid caffeine, alcohol, fiber, and yogurt. So what can you eat? I say stick to the brat diet. I know it sounds funny, but bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. Lastly, make sure you're careful when you're turning to medications. Healthline.com says that antibiotics will not help since it is a viral infection versus a bacterial infection. Now, if you have the slight fever or body aches, take a couple ibuprofen, but be careful when turning to more medications. Keeping you healthy for finals, I'm Corey Shagda.
Thanks, Corey. Now, the Elon community is still shocked after the death of Elon Jr. Demitri Allison. I talked to 2 girls who work for the team about how they're handling the tragedy.
In the locker room when we're putting bags away after games, like his locker perfectly the way he left it.
I opened the bag and I just dropped it at my feet because it just hit me that it was so real.
Megan Podgorski and Rebecca Lashir work for the football team as student equipment manager and a student athletic trainer. They work and travel with the team.
It's such a family, So with one link of your family missing, it's so hard to see practice every day.
According to police reports, Demitri Allison killed himself last week, and the Elon community is still mourning. An impromptu vigil was held at Rhodes Stadium. But Podgorski and Lucier thought they could do more.
It's like, I have this crazy idea, and it's going to involve early morning crafting.
They decided to paint Dimitri's number, the number 10, on apparel that the Elon football players can wear in their games.
I thought, how great would it be to be able to paint this for them and have it something that was permanent that they could keep for seasons on, or just if it's a shirt that they could wear and just remember him.
And it's not just Dimitri's number that stays with the players during their games.
The score was 17-16, and they were kicking their extra point to tie up the game. And I was standing next to John Gallagher, our kicker, and I said, he's going to miss the kick. D's with us. He's going to miss the kick. They missed the kick. And then it started to get sunny out. The sun, I looked over at Rebecca and I said, D's with us. And she goes, oh, I know he's with us.
And both Podgorski and Lucier know Demitri will forever be a part of the Elon football family.
Literally, his smile could brighten up the room, and he was an amazing person and someone who I was extremely blessed to have even known.
The Elon football team plays Delaware this Saturday at home. Podgorski and Lucier hope all the players will be wearing the number 10. Allison's memorial service is today at 5 p.m. at South Lake Christian Academy in Huntersville. The address for the church is 13820 Hagers Ferry Road, Huntersville, North Carolina. Instead of flower donations, donations may be made to Elon Athletics in his memory.
Mental illness is very important, has been a hot topic on campus recently. Our Maya Eaglin sat down with junior Ben Kleinman, who is starting an organization on campus.
DMAX is a new student organization that wants to provide resources to students who are dealing with mental health issues.
I had a good friend in high school. His name was Dan Maxwell, and he passed away. He took his life due to mental health issues that he never spoke out about.
Kleinman says that this is the perfect resource for students who need to reach out.
We're not going to be offering advice, but it's just going to be people talking to each other in an open environment. We're going to have food there, and it's just a way to tell people about your day and what's going on, and just to have open conversations.
The topic of mental health is one that Kleinman is passionate about, and he hopes to spread the importance of addressing it on campus.
Obviously, Elon's going through a tough time, and I think it's important to reach out to others for help, and DMAX Club will be here if you want a safe and open environment to talk about your feelings and what's going on.
For more information, check out dmaxfoundation.org, where there are additional resources. Maya Eaglin, Elon Local News.
All right, now Thanksgiving break is almost here, and we've got a perfect dessert for the big meal. That and more coming up after the break.
Well, it certainly is a rainy start to this Thursday morning. Parts of campus are already flooding pretty fast, but will it continue? And what about the weather on your trip home for break? Our Meredith Stutz joins us outside with the forecast here at Elon and around the country. Good morning, Meredith.
Yes, thank you, ladies. It is a rainy one, but thankfully the rain won't stick around for the rest of the day. Let's take a look at that Elon forecast. The rain should clear up soon, making way for a mostly cloudy Thursday afternoon. High 74, low dipping down to 43 tonight with clear skies, if you believe it or not. Now this weekend, thousands of Elon students will be traveling all across the country. So let's check out the weather for your Friday travels. Tomorrow, as you're packing up to head out of Elon, the sun will shine again to make for a pleasant start to your travels. Looking beyond the 336 at the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the sun will continue with highs in the mid-50s. Moving north to the Big Apple, more of the same. Sunny, high of 57. Now in Boston, things are looking a little different. High 57 and rain in the morning. Back down south in Atlanta, sunny and a high of 62. Across the country in the city of Angels, the sun pattern continues, but get this, with a high in the low 80s. Not too shabby. Finally, looking ahead to my drive home to Cincinnati, things are looking good. Chilly, but mostly sunny with a high of 51. So no matter where you're headed this weekend, stay safe and happy Thanksgiving. And reporting live from a rainy downtown Elon, I'm Meredith Stats, Paige and Caroline. I'm headed back inside to join you guys in the dry studio.
Thank you, Meredith. Now, with students leaving campus this week for Thanksgiving break, knowing where to fill up your gas tank could be a good way to save some extra cash. So before you leave campus, fill up the Kangaroo gas station just across the street from Alumni Gym, where gas can be purchased at $1.99 a gallon. If you forget, however, filling up anywhere in North Carolina will be beneficial, as the average price of gas is just $2.07, the 20th cheapest state in the country. Students traveling up through Pennsylvania may want to fill up right before or right after they enter the Keystone State. With an average gas price of $2.31 a gallon, Pennsylvania has the 10th most expensive gas price average in the country. And students living as far north as Massachusetts can expect to pay an average of $2.12 per gallon, just over 1 cent the national average.
Thanksgiving break is approaching, and I'm sure everyone is ready for some yummy home-cooked meals. But if you need a meal before you leave here, some of the dining halls that are open include Lakeside and Colonnades. Friday, they're both open for lunch and dinner, and then they will be open for breakfast. But Lakeside will be the only dining option from 5 to 8. If you're still here this weekend, bad news, the dining hall will not be operating during the break. If you make it back to campus on the 29th in time for dinner, Lakeside and Colonnades will both be open. These dining halls open their doors at 5, Colonnades closes at 8, and Lakeside closes at 10.
Now, if dining hall desserts just aren't cutting it, Arcelina Guevara teaches us how to make an apple pie fit for a Thanksgiving feast.
With Thanksgiving just around the corner, it would be handy to know how to whip out pie and wow your relatives at the family reunions. I'm Selena Guevara, here to show you how to make an amazing apple pie. Let's start with the crust. Homemade crust is the defining factor of a good pie. You can buy a tinfoil pie pan for $1 at any local supermarket. Then you will need Crisco, butter, flour, sugar, and salt. Use 2 forks to mix together all of the ingredients until they seem evenly distributed. Then add water and mix with your hands until it is the consistency of pie crust and looks just right. Split your crust in 2 and shape them into hamburger-sized patties to make it easier to roll out later. Cover them in plastic wrap and refrigerate for 20 minutes. While your dough is cooling, start cutting your apples. Prepare a large bowl of lemon water to put the apples in so they do not turn brown. Peel them with a vegetable peeler, then slice them about 1/4 inch thick. You will need 7 to 10 apples for a whole pie. Once your apples are all cut and drained, add some seasonings. I use about 1 cup of sugar, a few tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a few shakes of cinnamon, 2 tablespoons of flour, and a pinch of salt. To roll out the crust, take your dough patties, flour a surface, and use your hands or a bottle or rolling pin to stretch it out until it's the size of your pan. Once you put it in the pie pan, poke holes in the bottom with a fork to create a steam escape and prevent it from blowing up in the oven. Pour your apples in the pan and put chunks of butter on top to really enhance the flavor while they bake. In order to prevent your crust from ripping, roll it onto the bottle and then unroll it on top of the pie. Press the edges together and cut some artistic steam holes in the top of your pie. Wrap the edges in tinfoil so they don't burn. Put your pie in the oven at 400 degrees for about an hour. Ta-da! Now you know how to make the perfect apple pie. Selena Guevara, Elon Local News.
Now we have Selena with us, and she brought the apple pie. But you were saying earlier you have a family story that has connection to apple pie. What is that?
Well, actually, I have a Granny Smith apple tree at my house, so it produces apples out the wazoo. And one Christmas, my aunt taught me how to make her homemade apple pie recipe, so now I do it.
That's awesome.
Every
so
year
this
for
is
the
that
holidays.
recipe?
Yeah.
And you make your own homemade crust. Why is that?
I just think it's better that way. Like
Crust
it
is
tastes
key, like you said.
That's the
Crust
best
is key.
All right, would you guys like to try it?
Yes, I love apple pie. Thanksgiving, my thing is desserts. Like I don't make them, but I eat
Apple
them.
pie is the only pie
I
I'll
hope you
eat.
guys like it.
All right, cheers. Ooh, that's good.
Awesome. I'm
I'm
glad you
gonna eat
guys like
this the rest of the show.
Yeah, same here. We should have it in our plates and our
This is
seats.
awesome.
So
do you make
good.
this for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, and I give it for presents to all my relatives and neighbors and stuff. They don't want actual presents.
Food is the best present.
I agree.
No, very good. Thank you so much for bringing it in. delicious. I might steal this recipe. Maybe I'll give it to my mom or something.
All right,
I'm gonna
awesome.
make it. Thank you so
I'm glad
much.
you guys enjoyed it.
We're gonna toss it over to our Dion Buck.
Good morning, I'm Dion Buck. When we come back, I've got an app that can help you get into the spirit of giving during the spirit of giving.
On this day in 1863, Abraham Lincoln gave his most famous speech, the Gettysburg Address, at the official dedication ceremony for the National Cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The cemetery was built to honor the soldiers who died fighting in one of the bloodiest battles fought in the United States. And in 1928, the magazine published their first, Time magazine, published their first colored cover issue. The cover subject was Japanese Emperor Hirohito. Hirohito was crowned emperor on November 10, 1928, just 9 days before the release of the issue. Finally, almost 10 years ago in 2006, the Nintendo Wii was released in North America. 600,000 consoles were sold within 8 days of the release. The Wii was originally sold for $250. As of 2013, around 100 million Wiis were sold. Today, the original Wii is no longer made. It has been replaced by Wii U, a portable handheld gaming device.
The season of giving is upon us. Our Dion Buck is here to teach us how a selfie can help you give back. Good morning, Dion.
Good morning, Paige and Caroline. There's no doubt that this generation is obsessed with taking selfies, but instead of just taking pictures that will sit on your camera roll, the app allows you to make your photo make a difference. The Donate a Photo app by Johnson & Johnson helps you use your pictures to connect to social causes you care about. Johnson & Johnson has put together a list of trusted causes. Just take a picture, share it through the app. Johnson & Johnson donates $1 to the cause of your choice for every picture you share. In addition to raising money, you can spread awareness about the different causes by sharing your photos within the app. When a cause has reached its goal, another important cause takes its place. Johnson & Johnson sponsors causes like providing cribs to families in need, helping deployed service members call home, and providing school supplies to children in other countries. So far, there have been over 700,000 pictures donated worldwide. Donate a Photo app is available on the App Store and Google Play.
Thanks, Dion. I'm glad my selfies are good for more than just Snapchat stories.
Why are we playing luminaries?
Okay, we skipped the in. You're doing the out on one.
What? Is this the religion thing?
The Pew Research Center says the youngest generation of adults in the United States are far less likely to identify with a religious group. While this may be true, some ELN students are still involved in religious life on campus.
From the Methodist Fellowship Church to the Iron Tree Blooming Meditation Society, there is an organization for anyone that wants to get involved. The Truitt Center is for both religious and non-religious students to congregate in and enjoy. That's where Associate Chaplain for Protestant Life Joel Harder meets a variety of students.
I'll deal with students who are like searching or have questions, and it could either be their own background's not religious and they're now exploring religion in various ways, or it could be their background was very religious and now they're questioning it.
College is often a time for self-reflection and discovery. Some students like Rachel Garrity have used their time at ELN to discover how religion can play a part in their lives.
Here I don't like to use this term anymore, but I kind of thought that I wasn't Jewish enough for Hillel.
Students are welcome to join any of the 22 religious and spiritual life organizations on campus at any point in the year.
I love to welcome people who aren't Jewish. We have a lot of people that come to our events that aren't, which is great for us. We like to kind of let people know about us and also be very accepting.
Rachel Ellis, ELN Local News.
Sorry for those technical difficulties. And as the holiday season approaches, the Truitt Center and some of their religious life groups will host festive events around the semester.
And coming up next, we've got Coach Little and defenseman Jonathan Colby to tell us what's next for ELN's men's soccer as they head to the NCAA tournament.
So the semester may be winding down, but the soccer team is still going strong. The NCAA tournament game is tonight.
Our Justin Beagle is here with Coach Little and defenseman Jonathan Colby to help us get pumped up for tonight's big game. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning, Caroline and Paige. Tonight, the Elon men's soccer team hosts Winthrop in the first round of the NCAA tournament. This is the Phoenix' first appearance in the tournament since 2013. You may remember that game against Clemson when Elon topped the Tigers in penalty kicks. The Phoenix enter with a 13-6 record, tying a program best while finishing the regular season as co-champions of the CAA with Hofstra. Now, joining me now to talk more about tonight's game is head coach Chris Little and defender Jonathan Colby. So, guys, last weekend we were in New York. Very tough loss to Delaware. Did you think your season was over?
No. I thought we'd done enough. Our body of work, winning 13 games and being 25 in the RPI, we felt that would be enough, but we still wanted to obviously win the CAA, which didn't happen, but I thought this team earned more than enough to get an at-large bid.
Jonathan, your coach is confident. What did you think?
It was a little bit nervy, especially not getting the win, especially when we were 2-0 down. When we got the 2 goals back, it gave us a little bit more confidence. But the wins we've had and the number of wins, I think we were in a good position.
Now, every season is pretty much like a roller coaster. You guys started off 7-0, great. Then you dropped 4 of your last 6. Which team is going to show up tonight? That team that started off great or the team that kind of ended kind of sluggish?
I think you, in most sports, you're as good as your last game a little bit. And what I saw in the last game was a team that was 2 goals down, that fought back, that showed great character, great resiliency. And I think that's our team and what we're about. And so I think that's the team we'll see tonight.
Now, we see in these tournaments, teams can go on all sorts of runs, you know, Cinderella teams. How far do you think this team can go, Jonathan?
I think we can win it. I think you go into every game believing you're going to win. We take one game at a time, but you never know where we'll end up.
All right, now these last couple of weeks, especially the last week, has been very hard for a lot of students with the passing of Demitri, Allison, and you guys wore black armbands to remember him at Delaware last weekend. What's it going to be like playing in front of these people with him still on your mind?
I think it's a reminder of how short life is and when you're part of a family, and this Elon family, that you come together. And so we'll certainly be playing for him tonight.
And that Elon family will hopefully be at the game tonight. Remember, first kick is at 7 p.m. from Rudd Field. The hashtag tonight is Pack the Fence, or if you've looked outside, it's Flood the Rudd. Your choice. But be sure to come out tonight and support the team. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Justin. We'll all be sure to pack the fence tonight to support our men's soccer team.
As we leave for the semester, be sure to follow us on Twitter at ELN Morning and like us on Facebook.
But before we go, Paige, we wanted to thank you for waking up with us on ELN Morning for the last year and a half. Have a great time as you travel across the pond next semester. And our other anchor, Ashley McGettrick, is only a week away from graduating. She couldn't be with us this morning, but to wrap up our show, let's take a look back at some of the greatest McGettrick moments on ELN Morning.
We love you, Ashley.
Good morning, Elon. I'm Ashley McGettrick. I'm Ashley McGettrick.
And I'm Ashley McGettrick.
And Mallard Mania was...
What is it?
It's a fried cow tail.
What?
Have you ever had...
Carpet, but today, we think we're going to get lucky. This is my only defense at this point. It's a good prayer.
We'll see you guys later.
What I liked were the Abbey Lee Dance Company jackets. I thought you'd never ask.
Oh my God.
And now we have another one to go.
Oh my gosh. Sky, tour guides in the Office of Admissions. Oh my God, this needs to belong to the largest human I've ever met.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thanks for tuning in and have a happy Thanksgiving, Elon.